Hi everyone! Today I'm going to be reading this story. It's called The Yellow Suitcase. And this is a really lovely story. But I do want to say at the beginning, before you listen to this story, that this story is about a girl who loses her grandmother. Her grandmother passes away. So if that feels like something that is going to be too sad for you to listen to, or you're not really feeling up to a story like that, that's absolutely okay. You can turn this off and you don't need to listen to the story. So I just wanted to put that out there at the beginning. I think it's really well written, and it's not just about loss, it's really about how the people we lose, they stick with us and they're with us throughout our lives, even though they can't be there with us in person. And I think that's a very special message that I know I felt very nice after I read the story. So I think it is a really nice message and a nice story. And so if you choose to listen to it, absolutely. And if not, no worries at all. I completely understand. All right, this is The Yellow Suitcase. The story is by Mira Sriram and pictures are by Mira Sethi. Asha rested her head on the taxi window. People, houses, cows, markets, and vehicles passed by. The city streets always bustled in India. When the taxi pulled over, Asha looked past the palms and marigolds, but Grandma wasn't waiting on the front porch. The afternoon air was hot and still under a cloudless sky. Asha followed her parents into her grandmother's house, the luggage tag swinging back and forth as she wheeled her tiny yellow suitcase along. Inside, unfamiliar faces greeted Asha. Familiar relatives talked about Grandma. The scent of jasmine flowers and incense smoke stung Asha's nose as she walked closer to Grandma's picture on a wall shelf. "Where's Grandma?" Asha asked, even though she knew. "She's not here. She's not anywhere." Dad wrapped his arms around Asha. "We talked about it." Asha gripped the handle of her suitcase a bit tighter. Every summer, she carried presents for Grandma in her bright yellow suitcase, and later packed it with gifts Grandma gave her to take back to California. Wooden toys, comics, handmade dolls, spinning tops, coins, dresses, and sweets. "Will I ever see her again?" Asha asked. Dad sank into a chair, saying nothing, and Asha saw him cry for the first time. For the next several days, Mom and Dad mourned Grandma's passing with prayers and offerings. The relatives joined them. But Asha kept to herself in the backyard. She sat on her suitcase, putting stickers on it and making cards. She watched sparrows and squirrels build homes and collect food. Sometimes she read under the coconut tree. "Are you okay, Asha?" Mom asked one afternoon. Asha unzipped the suitcase and shook it. Little gift boxes, envelopes, and greeting cards scattered onto the floor. "No, I'm not okay." She stomped into the bedroom with the empty suitcase and kicked it under the bed. Mom followed quietly. "Why did we bring this suitcase?" Asha yelled, crawling into bed. She missed the aroma of cardamom, spiced chai, and a sweet ghee that filled the house when Grandma was around. And she missed the touch of the soft cotton saris Grandma wore. "Maybe we should have been here earlier to save Grandma," Asha said. "But that wouldn't have changed anything, dear," Mom said, stroking Asha's hair. "Grandma was very sick." Asha pulled the blanket over her face. At the end of the 2 weeks, Dad packed their bags. He pulled out the yellow suitcase from under the bed. "Aren't you going to take your suitcase with you, Asha?" "It's empty, Dad." Asha tossed the suitcase aside. But the yellow suitcase popped open, revealing a colorful quilt. Asha recognized the patches, rectangles of red paisleys and green leaves, squares of blue flowers and maroon swirls, bits of Grandma's saris stitched together. She gathered the sari quilt in her arms. She could smell Grandma's talcum powder. She ran her fingertips over the threads that spelled her name. Dad sat beside her. Grandma was working on it until she left for the hospital. Tears dripped down Asha's face onto the yellow suitcase like fat raindrops falling on a sunflower. I miss her too, Dad said, and he patted Asha's back. The cab driver honked louder, and Dad walked out with his bags. Asha held onto her suitcase. She tucked Grandma's picture between the folds of the sari quilt. She made a label and taped it close to the luggage tag. Hurry up, dear, Mom called. Hugging her suitcase close, Asha glanced out the taxi window and smiled. Grandma's marigold swayed in the evening breeze as the taxi jostled its way to the airport on a narrow dirt road. The end. So I love that story. I think that while it is about loss, it's also about the way that we remember the people that we have lost and how we keep them close to us. So Asha was given a really special gift. She got that quilt from her grandmother that she can keep with her and remind her of all of the wonderful times that they had together. So, I just want you to take a moment to reflect after listening to this story about what this makes you think about. And then there are some questions on the website that you can answer, and I hope you enjoyed this story. And I am excited to read another book to you tomorrow. All right, have a great day.